Ug's turn. You're muted, Mark.
Thank you. Sam! Okay, he's gonna try and tumble over here.
Okay. The CMD of the bull. Charging bull is 17.
Yeah, is that morale bonus on skill checks as well, or just attack? Okay.
I think it's all the things except for damage.
Yeah. All right.
So the crowd actually like cheers as Ugg does this Quasimodo tumble around the bull as it's trying to get him, and they're like, "Oh!" You could get a free performance combat check to see if you can push the crowd into.
Stay away from them, Ugg. Don't fucking talk to them.
10. No.
It should be an 11, but yeah.
Okay.
Performance combat checks? Or no?
So that was 15 feet of movement. So that was a single move. You could ready an action.
He could have got here. He could have chose to cut that last little bit of corner.
Yep, you could also go there. So he gets his...
Yeah, that's where I'm
punch it right into bull butt.
Okay.
I don't think you can cut like that around enemies.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, if I can get in a fighting
soft
position,
corners you can. Hard corners you cannot.
Enemies are soft corners. It's doorways and stuff that...
Okay, so he does this tumble around him, and he's quicker than the bull is at its like flailing and flailing its head around, and you get into a soft spot. Ugg is a rogue.
AC 17.
And he slices at the bull's throat like he's trying to offer something to the gods. You get your sneak attack in addition to your awesome damage.
No, the old man says they shit when they die.
12 damage.
12 damage cuts the bull's throat. It bleeds for a moment all over the place. Yeah, it was starting to shit, and then the whole thing disappears. People are cheering. Lots of people are cheering. Give me a anyone who did anything damaging.
Oh, Marty, I rolled a natural one. I confirmed a critical fumble in combat. I think I had to roll a performance check.
Oh,
versus not making the crowd dislike me.
That's right. Yep. Thanks.
They love me. Look at me, I'm the clown. They don't hate me.
They like the fact that you were scrambling back and doing like little tumbles and rolls, and you know it's funny when the little guy is about to get stomped on. The crowds are evil, man. This place is like the assumption is so wrong. And Ugg basically killed the thing and blinks for a moment. He expected the big thing to kind of come crumbling down. He sees the crooked grin from his battle mate Samuel and Thalana just throwing like a glass, or maybe stuffing the glass empty glass vial into a pocket.
Like sneak the bottles out.
Master Conjurer Gezadax just grimaces at the party. He doesn't look like he's conjuring anything more. He does cast a spell. I guess he can't pick it up because it's magical. Shit.
Could cast a suggestion.
Yeah, he casts a spell, and you notice that there's this shift in the sand near where the fallen piece of obsidian is. Like there's something like a little zephyr around where the obsidian is. That's what he does. Master Undwin is ordering his bird, like he's into it. He's like pointing frantically at Thalana.
I'm trying to see who looks the most like a chicken, the wizard or the bird.
Bird goes swooping at nat 1. 22, I think would have hit.
No, that would have missed. My AC is higher than that.
Really?
Way to go!
Yes.
Win.
Dumb win. That's funny. Okay, so the summoned monsters are not really getting like morale bonuses, but I guess people boo the summoners.
So, give us your perform, kid.
Yeah, the kid. You know what? Loses his perform. He's got absolutely no respect of anyone here. And the bird with its 33 on its critical miss. It moves 1 square away accidentally, kind of like tumbling a little bit, and it incurs an AOO from this movement if you have an item in your hand.
Yeah, the dagger.
Okay, so you have an opening.
Right. How much fucking damage do I do? Oh, she has a +1. That's good. And my BAB is big ol' 0. Cool.
Stab it.
+1 from the crowd.
+2.
Critical threat.
Critical threat with the dagger. Coming out like a badass, Delana. 7? Yeah, no, it's got a better AC than that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Okay, 1d3 +1 for strength?
Do I get a damage bonus? Or is it a hit, an attack bonus?
I think the perform combat checks is +1 to hit.
Okay, so it's +1. 4.
Yeah, it's everything but damage. That almost cripples the bird. It kind of goes down in a heap, and it's right beside you, and it just madly is still attacking.
Did you come down here, boy? I'll play with you like I got your bird.
Sam?
Do I throw a knife at the back of Delana's head to hit the bird?
No, just stand up.
The thought crossed his mind.
Yep. We'll just stand up, and we'll go, woo!
And the crowd's not too sure what to make of it. They're kind of half laughing. A couple people clap. Others are watching the vicious fight between the tiny gnome creature and the bird.
Those birds will get bigger as you get better at this, right?
Oh, you're cheering on the boy?
Yeah.
You notice he seems really confused. He may not be used to kindness. Delana. Oh, just the heartstrings on your good gladiator characters are pretty. We'll have to crush that.
Oh no, I missed. Delana misses.
Delana fighting with her dagger. Ugg, you gonna go help her, or are you gonna let her fight?
I'm just gonna go turkey punt. I've decided that's a thing where he's from.
Turkey punt. Turkeys are evil.
Okay. Gonna charge, so that'll be a +10.
Is taunting a thing? Sure, why not? There are feats that make it happen. If you say things really annoyed. Howdy dowdy! How's it going, Frozen Gnomes?
AC 12.
We're turkey punting. It has an AC of 14.
Booyaka.
Did you charge?
Yeah,
It did not. It did not. Sure.
Oh, the bird didn't charge. Ugg charged.
Yeah. He tries to kick the bird, and people are chuckling that you missed the bird. Master Conjurer Gezadax doesn't do anything. He just puts a hand like on the back of his apprentice and sort of pushes him forward, like so he can see what his conjured beast is doing. Unwin asks him a question. It's DC 20 in this area to understand what he said. It'd be 25 for Samuel. Perception check.
Let's see.
Woo! Yeah, there's too much loudness and people cheering.
Perception.
Yeah, I might be able to do it.
I could do it.
4.
18.
24.
Undwin had asked Master Conjurer, should I summon more? My last one. He shakes his head. Save it, is what the Master said.
Oh, fuck.
Unwin saves it, but his little critter disappears. Is that all? Is that all you've got, Master Conjurer? Are you satisfied that these 3 shall be inducted into the halls of Gladiatoria? Says Damocles. The Master Conjurer clears his throat, but just simply nods to them. And you notice that he's waiting for some unseen thing that lifts up the sand and the dagger, bloodied with his apprentice's blood into his hands. He actually puts his hand underneath his own robe to grab it, like he doesn't want to touch the bloodied thing.
Samuel is going to throw the dagger into the sand.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we could walk off while still wearing the leather armor.
Got it. So, yeah, they do walk off. Ugg for a moment just caught himself. Like after the fight, he just sort of leaned for a moment, like he touched the pillar. He's not too sure why he did it. Like, he wasn't tired. It was just like sort of a relief a little bit. And you notice that Ugg is not wandering off. His head is tilted down, and he is somewhere else mentally while he's touching the pillar.
Perception.
Yeah, you guys notice this.
No, the other guys.
Yeah, you notice this. Like you guys
Everyone
care.
sees.
Yep. Samuel tosses the dagger down.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to keep the leather armor and maybe just plant a dagger down for the others, maybe, like, kind of thing.
Yep. It's like, I'm leaving a knife in the room. There's going to be a knife in the ring. There'll be a knife in the ring. It's there. Unless they come and take it.
Nope. There's where the knife is.
Thalana will also drop her knife.
Okay. People don't go and pick them up. Ugg is still touching the pillar. You notice his knees are trembling.
Are there any symbols on the columns at all?
No. They look like if there were any paintings or symbols on the columns, they have washed away with time. Ugg actually falls back and is having a seizure.
We're gonna go see on old Ugg there for.
You don't see people rushing out to help him. In fact, there's some people laughing at him.
He's passing himself.
Can I do a heal check from back there?
Some gladiator you got there, Zamocles. And Zamocles is looking around. He's trying to find.
Samuel is going to do a heal check from up here.
Okay.
19.
You manage to take part of the armor along your wrist and kind of jam it into Ugg's mouth. He's now biting down on it really hard, pinching your skin. You're trying to keep his tongue from falling back into his mouth.
Bruises are good.
He is one rippling cord of muscle. Just.
Ooh. So am I.
Okay,
Eat another.
Eventually, he mouths a single word that Samuel appreciates and perhaps understands before he passes out completely. Cord. He says it like he's looking up at Cord, and he's kind of looking up at your face. You're kind of confused, and his eyes then roll into the back of his head. He's unconscious. Zamocles looks annoyed. He orders some of his soldiers in. Not the guys with guns, but the guys who are trying to prove themselves, the Stygian soldiers, if you will. And it takes 4 of them to drag Ugg out of the arena. And they place him back into chains unceremoniously inside the cart.
Okay.
Damocles is waving the 2 of you off, like get the hell off the off
Okay,
the sands.
climb up out this way. Is Slana able to climb, or does she need a lift, a boost?
Ahmed?
Ahmed.
Solana's gonna climb. No, she's gonna climb the ladder.
I don't think there was a ladder.
Oh, yeah, she'll. Can she climb? Let's see. Sorry, I was typing. In the chat, she's gonna get a hand.
Okay,
Help me
She's
up.
like,
Help me up, damn it. Come on.
Sam will boost her up. He's got ranks. And...
Don't think you're getting any.
well, wasn't that
I
interesting?
don't want any.
I saw you looking.
Wasn't that interesting? 3 of my slaves have proven their might against conjurers. 3 more remain. Will this be Damocles' day, or will the gods of the underworld get their due? You there! The sniveling dwarf from the Arctic realms.
What do you want, Lava Lips?
You get some laughs, at least in your immediate vicinity. Damocles does not look enthused, although it looks like it's challenged now. You whose ancestors had their legs cut off at the knee by the coarse barbarians.
They must have punched you in the mouth.
I
Goodbye,
see.
sweet cleric.
I see that you want to have a good old fisticuffs match.
Ah, how hard can it be?
Shut up.
I do not think this is the fair sort of match. I will need my scimitar if I am going to fight effectively. Could you please ask for a scimitar and a longsword?
I could use a long sword.
He looks back to the conjurer. The conjurer actually just says no with a shake of his head. You are spared the indignity of clawing at your enemies with your humanoid fingernails. He might have actual claws that do damage.
It's better than the indignity of having to walk around with that face.
Perhaps afterwards I'll fetch you a mirror. Yes.
Much use for those. Hey, we're gonna get on with this or what? I haven't got all day.
Spoken like a true old man.
Edward and Arlen.
You notice that there's a conflict going on. There's a twitch of his face. He wants you to win, but he also wants you to lose. You've picked the time where he can punish you the least. Everyone's expecting the fight. You have a feeling you're going to get lashed or something later. He gives you a look. I will be benevolent and grant them their wish of weapons. A long sword for the elf. We know how they're trying to make up for something very short.
My temper.
And for the human, a curved blade, as all foreigners tend to have. And then for the dwarf, I think we should strap 2 stones to a dwarven war axe to make sure his blows land true.
What?
Dwarves like rocks, don't they? Ha 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 ha.
I like ice, you idiot.
Okay, they provide you with 3 sets of leather armors. They just kind of dump the armors behind you. You can get dressed in them if you want.
Okay.
They give Arlen a longsword. They give Edward a scimitar, and they give Snowbeard a dwarven war axe that has a bunch of stones tied to it to make it heavier.
With what?
Rope.
Okay. Would you cut these? Let me see your sword for a second.
All right.
I'm not putting up with this crap. Come on.
The guards aren't giving you your axe yet. They see that you're going to cut it off. They just kind of go, huh! They chuck the axe into the ring.
The dwarf. Well, I guess he'd provoke an AOO. He'll take the AOO. He's going to punch one of the guard that threw it. Right in the nuts. It's a low blow.
All right. So as you punch one of the guards, luckily it's one of the not Imperium guards.
You're allowed to punch those guards.
Yeah, we're allowed to punch the...
Yeah, the guards want to jostle you, and the others kind of stop you, and Snowbeard gets away with something. What was the Frozen Gnomes conundrum? I kind of...
The Frozen Gnomes' conundrum is there was basically one character away from a TPK.
Yep.
He's got his leg of holding and the gear inside. All his other gear is destroyed. He's got a little bit of body left in ice. And the question is, do I roll up a new character or do I resurrect? And then the other part of it was sort of a question about like inability to do damage. He's got a feat selection that's kind of on the path for spring attack, so it looks like a spring attack build. Some people are suggesting things like two-weapon fighting type builds.
Get a druid!
Got it. So, what does your party need? Is kind of the question here.
Well, since all the characters except for one died, they need kind of everything.
Yeah. So I wouldn't make your character in a vacuum because somebody might show up. Somebody might show up with the exact same character, or playing the same roles, not necessarily the same class. Like two fighters could coincide and not do the same things. You could build a fighter that's ranged and a fighter that's melee. There's an article that I talked about where I talk about instead of making decisions by class, you could make decisions by what role they play in the party. And it's a way for you to not step on each other's toes or to create a party that is really well versed in all situations. So,
a chart.
I always go back to that one time, and granted, it was second ed D&D. That's how old we are. When we had an entire party, everybody was a cleric. Everybody was a cleric. But it was a fairly successful party because we had magic. It wasn't arcane, but we had magic, and we had healing up the wazoo.
So if you screwed up, you basically
traps went off, and then we healed.
Yeah, if you like the story of your character, go for res. There are also different ways of resurrecting. You could do reincarnate if you had access to it, and be a completely different character, but with some of the same.
That's a druid right there.
The reincarnate was actually because I remember this rogue had an interesting and sordid life with like translucent skin and a few other bits and bobs. So a resurrection would give you like you could use your leg of holding as like just like a sack. You could just take your fake leg of holding and stick it on your back. Or you can cut off the brand new leg.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can cut off the brand new leg. Just make sure you do it at the right spot, because if you make it too short, there's no going back. You can always cut more off. You can...
Mr. Hobbleton. If you take a step back, what do you want to play? It's your character. It's your hours at the gaming table. Mm-hmm. What do you want to play? Like I know, like I had to come to. Without asking my players, hey, do you want to roll on a bunch of random charts? I would have never forced them to do that. They all agreed that, yep, that sounds cool for this time around, because we did something else the previous game.
It just as a thing, it was like 6 or 8 months. Because this was like twinkled at like almost a year ago now, where it's like, I got this idea. And it was like boo, hiss, boo. We'll give you superheroes.
I brought up the idea at the wrong time, and they had just finished a campaign where they got a taste of power, and they're like, "Yeah, we want that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." So they twisted my arm a little bit for the Legends campaign, and then 77 games later, we're playing in like a spin-off of the Legends campaign, and I sort of got my way that way. So yeah, talk to your DM, figure out what they kind of want, and find a nice happy medium with what your DM wants for the campaign, what your other fellow players are doing, but ultimately you're spending hours with this character. Make sure it's something that you want to play. And then I gave you a framework that you can have that discussion in that article with the other players in your party. Hey, I noticed last time we had too many melee guys. Maybe if somebody wants to also play a fighter or a martial character, we go ranged, or we go tank versus striker, or something along those lines.
Frozen, my 2 cents between Druid and Cleric. Cleric can heal you more. Druid has tremendous mobility and utility, and use good berries. They're very
Druids
friggin' useful.
make some of the best
3.5.
rogues.
Yes, they do. They do, and they have a lot of healing.
I turn
They
into a
have a lot
little
of
thing,
healing.
yeah, and then fly around. Does anyone notice the bird? It's like, okay.
I turn into the
I
Earth
turn
Elemental.
into Earth
and
Elemental.
walk
I
through the wall of the castle.
pwn your castle and dungeon.
All right.
Just saying.
It is 1 o'clock on the East Coast. I don't know if we have time for another fight, so I think we'll pause here as Snowbeard, Edward, and Arlen are being called into the arena. I guess Snowbeard right away goes and shakes the freaking rocks off of the axe and does away with that. So I think here is where we will leave the evening. I'm going to figure out some XP for the gladiators. The way I'm going to do it is thusly: when the night is about your masters will get the full XP amount. When the night is about the gladiators, the people that fight will get the stuff that they did, but your masters will also get like a token amount, kind of representing that they're also doing stuff behind the scenes. Okay. So the more fights you get into, or the more things that the slaves and gladiators in your stable or your future stable do, i.e. the more time you spend at the table, the more XP you should get. So I think this is where we'll leave it. I'll figure out the XP offline. When do you guys want to play again?
Saturday is our next. Mark, can you make Saturday?
No, I'm working on Saturday.
I guess what's next day?
So Friday is my wife's birthday, so I am not allowed to play on Friday.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
Just get some medication for her, and you can play no problem.
Or I will counter your offer.
I'm talking about cake.
I actually
Here's a
will be
giant
Skittles
cake.
and cake.
Food coma at your wife.
I'm actually going to be getting her duck. There's a famous Peking duck chain from China that has opened a restaurant in Markham. It's its first non-Chinese location. That we'll be going to. It'll be awesome. It'll be tasty and greasy.
I got a work thing on Friday anyway, so I don't think Friday works too well.
So
for me.
Saturday, although I don't know if Mark is in for Saturday.
No, I'm working nights on Saturday.
So I think that when we do this fight in particular, since Mark has been such a key member of developing this particular plot arc,
You're gonna go with the Masters on Saturday?
I think we need to have Mark here for this particular fight.
But the thing is, I'm cycling around like sort of in a television series, like focusing in on all these characters that have yet to meet and sort of getting
Saturday.
a sense of what they're doing.
I think is a good time to do another lens.
Another lens, okay.
Another lens. Ahmed and I, we will lens in on something.
Maybe man, you guys are Canadian. Yeah, what's wrong with that? No doubt about it, eh? My favorite colors are blue and blue light, eh?
My favorite color is plaid.
Oh, we're beating all the ass at the Olympics. All you have to do is ban the Russians, and look at the Canadian Olympics. Hey.
HE double hockey sticks, eh?
What'd you have for breakfast, Poutine?
519 represent. I'm from 705. Mark still lives in 705.
Yeah. 613.
613. Did grad school in 613.
My cell phone still says 613, but I'm from 306. Now, when saying from 306 means I'm from an entire province, and it's one of the big ones. So Saskatchewan, the whole damn thing is 306.
Because nobody lives there.
You remind me of the
We
guy.
don't have enough phones to get to the end of the...
You remind me of the Irish guy in Braveheart. It's Ireland. Ireland. It's my island. it's my island. Ireland.
It's my prairie.
It's my
It's a prairie.
It's
It's mine.
All of it, as far as you can see.
Which is pretty damn far.
See the fucking dog has been running for 5 years.
So 519. What is that like?
Montreal,
Ontario somewhere, right?
I think it's Montreal or Toronto. I can't remember. It's 4151. I think it's Montreal or Toronto.
Yeah, we got them. We got them 2 seasons. Up in Canada, it's winter and summer. Winter and July.
Winter and fall. Those are the only two seasons.
Man, I'm on the West Coast, Seattle. And,
London. Okay, nice.
Winters are colder than Seattle, but they're also summers are also warmer than Seattle. I think that's just true of anywhere near the coast. At this
Well, I moved
latitude.
I'm in the Schwa right now. So we had a fog. A fog rolled in off of like Lake Ontario.
Is that
And
yesterday or today?
yeah, yesterday it was like pea
Yeah.
soup, thick ass.
I'm in
Super
Ottawa and I
fog.
had the same fog.
It was
5 hours away.
It was ridiculous. Like it was like the sun didn't burn it off.
London, Ontario. You must have to always say that. I'm from London, Ontario. Everyone gets all excited and they're like, "Oh, what is
Oh.
Ontario?"
What about the tube?
And when you say where I'm from, Ontario, people go, California? Because apparently there's some area of California called Ontario. And, Americans in geography, 0 ranks.
Danke, Pepe. Danke.
Dankeschön.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Da.
The second best one.
Yes, I don't know what
Ah, sweet
I am, of
sweetness.
course, referring to London, Wichita.
Electrical skateboard, Foxfire, Frozen Gnomes, the Drakester, Young Pepe. Good to see you guys here. Thanks for the follow, Young Pepe, and thanks for the sub, Drakester. Much appreciated. This has been Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus episode. Hey, Young Pepe followed as well.
We
Dread and Circus
need-
campaign episode
Sorry.
4.
Art.
Yes.
We need to talk about art for this. I'll do a 5-phase god something other. I'll come up with something. But we need
you, it's
a
Stealthy
scary
God.
Victorian clown thing.
Got it. Yes.
Scary Victorian clown thing.
Now, as an
Scary
affiliate,
Victorian clown gladiator.
as an affiliate,
Like-
you can only do three emotes, and they're kind of tiered as per your sub tiers. So we can either replace the blue dragon with one.
I think right now it's appropriate to have the blue dragon be something with the 5-phase god and possibly a boot. We'll see. We'll see what we can fit
Got it.
into the pixels.
Okay. Awesome. We typically name our sessions. So the session name that I came up with beforehand, like I tend to name them afterwards, was, where did I post this? Before I forget. If we have some better suggestions, did I tweet this? Where did it go?
Greasy players.
I called this session rank and filed.
Yeah.
If we want to name something off of like the 6th, like something about Snowbeard, or there were some good interactions here. Bullshit. Bullshit's a good
This is
bullshit.
bullshit.
Okay,
Bullshit.
this episode will be called bullshit.
Bullshit.
The episode names do appear in the titles of the vids once I get around to uploading to YouTube. I have been so negligent as of late. Summons and Dwarves are pretty good too. Like Dungeons and Dragons, Summons and Dwarves. Dice bags from? Yeah. Go and
Frozen
buy.
Dwarves.
Go and buy a bottle of Crown Royal and get the
Show me your. You'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
That is the best dice bag on the
That
market.
is the best dice bag ever.
Here's what I keep my dice in. It's a felt bag that comes with Crown Royal.
Good sir, another felt bag. Let's go.
It's a Canadian tradition.
I couldn't find it.
I've
All right.
got my dice bowl within shot, but I don't have my bag, my porta bag.
This is gonna be my dice bowl
You
eventually.
get to drink. You
but,
get to drink the booze and then store your dice in it.
Not
And
enough
put your
dice
dice in it. Okay, but only do that if you're 19 or 18 in Quebec, 21 in America. Haha.
If
Right.
you're in a province that's 19, go to the next province. It'll be 18. That's the way it works. Go to the
Right,
next
you're in
one.
London. Only if you're 19 or older. All right.
You have a long
okay.
way to drive to get to Manitoba.
Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go pass out. I was up early today, so have a good night. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we do. Peace.
Peace.
Good night, guys. Cheers.
Have a good night, everyone.